So we want to welcome you guys to the Healthy Home Workshop. Tonight we're going to talk about some pretty important information. I guess it's this afternoon where you are. It's evening where I am. This is some things that we've been learning over the years, and we're really excited to share it with you today. So, disclaimer, this is for informational purposes only. Our goal today is to educate and empower you to make good choices for the products that you're using in your home, and just some helpful ways to take care of your health and to create a healthy environment in your home. So we're going to go over a couple topics. We're going to talk about why this even matters, why it's important. We're going to talk about what and where these toxic chemicals are. We're going to talk about how toxic chemicals affect us and what we can do about it. So this is my family, and this is my story. I started with Young Living back in 2010, so it's actually been like 13 years now that we have been using clean products in our home, and learning more about where these toxins are hiding and how we can get them out and replace them with healthy options. And with being Young Living, we also have been learning how to use these oils to support our health and wellness instead of having to use other options when it comes to either things we're putting on our skin or in our body. And this is important to me because just wanting what's best for my family and our health. Young Living has really taken the guesswork out of decision making for us, because it's so easy. They have such clean products and a great variety of options available that it just makes trimming out the toxins easy. Which, when we're going over this information tonight, it may sound like a lot of information, but the key takeaway is to be empowered and excited that there are options out there and that we actually are in charge of what we use in our home. And so it's not a thing of fear, it's a thing of hope and empowerment.
Awesome. So for me, growing up, my mom, well, as you guys know, Cynthia is my mom. Hi, Mom. So growing up, my mom didn't use many cleaning products, and we lived a reasonably low toxin lifestyle compared to many other families. However, that all changed in September 2020 when I moved in with 4 girls and began attending Vanguard College in Edmonton. One of my roommates used a lot of cleaning products. I honestly didn't know it was possible to use that many, and used them all daily. And whenever she used the kitchen, she would spray some cleaner onto the counters. Every time she used the washroom, she would clean the toilet every single time without fail. And anytime she cleaned the bathroom, she would use another chemical cleaner. And this was the story all around our house. So in her mind, the more cleaning products she used, the cleaner the home. But after about a week of living with her, another one of my roommates ended up coming to me to talk about her usage of cleaning products. She knew that I had been struggling with a migraine for over a year and wondered if the high use of cleaning products was making my head worse, as she noticed that she was getting more headaches from cleaners because, like me, she came from a home where not many cleaners had been used growing up. So that conversation then led to a few conversations with my roommate about her use of cleaning products. Eventually, she agreed to stop using the spray for the kitchen counters, and she started using a water and vinegar mix. Even with that one small change, we all began to see our overall health improve. Our throats felt better, we were breathing easier, and the frequency that they were experiencing headaches decreased. And again, that was only with one small change. So now that I'm married, Daniel and I have been working on completely ditching the chemical cleaners that are harming our health and switching to alternatives that get the job done, but also support our health. At first, the switch seemed a bit overwhelming. Like, what are you actually going to use? What's actually toxin free? What's actually going to support my health? And I didn't want to spend like a crazy amount of money to make this switch. But then we started using Young Living's cleaning products thanks to my mother-in-law, Rebecca. So using their products, I can rest easy knowing that my health is supported rather than harmed. Plus, the added benefit is that I did the calculations, and by using their cleaning products, we were actually saving money compared to if we were still buying the products from places like Walmart, which as college students is a huge plus to save some money. So real quick, for instance, when a brand partner purchases a 64-ounce bottle of Thieves household cleaner, so I have the little one, but if you bought the big one, it costs $119, which seems really expensive for an all-purpose concentrated cleaner. However, it gets diluted. So then that big 64-ounce bottle gets turned into as many as 289 16-ounce bottles, which means that, doing the math, each of these 16-ounce bottles of cleaners then cost as low as 41 cents. I don't know about you, but I can't find those prices at the store. So not only are the products toxin-free, but it's helping me save money. And the products we use matter, and I'm so thankful for Young Living for making that switch super easy for me.
Yeah, totally. That's what I like. It's like the easy button. So we're going to talk about why this is important. And because it matters what we're bringing into our home and what we're using around our bodies. So for example, cleaning the shower or washing the floor, like when I walk around in my bare feet after, I'm like, you know what, it doesn't matter, it's Thieves cleaner, so it's not getting into my bloodstream or into my body. But if we're using harsh chemicals and then walking on it in our bare feet, then we're actually absorbing that into our bodies. So toxin use is on the rise, and it's something that we see all around us. But if you don't know they're there, you don't see them. So more than 80,000 chemicals are permitted in the United States that have not actually been tested for toxicity to humans. And it's kind of backwards. They're putting these chemicals and toxins into our products and seeing how our bodies respond instead of testing them first and then putting them in the product. So they kind of have that backwards. And this chemical industry is the largest in the world, with more than $770 billion in annual sales, which is a massive, massive amount. Like, those are huge. So where are they hiding? Pretty much any product that you're going to be using on your skin. So perfume, deodorant, lotion, shampoo, hairspray, fake tan, eyeshadow, blush, foundation, lipstick. These are just a couple things. But if you actually think about it, when you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you put on deodorant, you put on makeup, you maybe put product in your hair, then you're doing your things, you're washing dishes, what else are we doing? Putting on different moisturizers, washing our floors, hand sanitizers. Like, there are so many products we use every day that we're not really thinking about. And deodorant, for example, average of 15 chemicals. Perfume, 250. So it may look like one product, but there's actually a lot of different things in it. And we're going to talk about what those ingredients can actually be doing to our health. So where they hide are in the products that we buy, the stuff we find on the shelf at the grocery store, at Walmart, at the pharmacy, stuff we buy online. All of the things that we use every day if we're not intentionally buying clean ingredients, then we're getting toxins. And when I first learned this, I was shocked, because I had already, thought I was trying to keep the house clean of ingredients, like already living a natural type of lifestyle, but I was still using like hairspray and all these shampoos that were really harmful for my body. And so knowing where to find them is the first step. And you would think that somebody would test it before they put it in their products, but that's not how they do it. We often think that if it's on the shelf, that somebody has tested it. We just kind of trust them that it's going to be fine for us, but that's actually not accurate. And we see this from time to time when different companies recall their products. You see it a lot with Johnson and Johnson and Procter and Gamble recalling products because they realize, oh, this ingredient, that's not actually good for you. When it's actually been there for so many years and in so many different products. So we may say, I use it all the time and I'm fine. That is okay. But when we are using the same shampoo or the same moisturizer, our favorite stuff, year after year after year after year, that's when you're not just using a little bit all the time, a little bit here and there. It actually adds up. And because we're so exposed to things, it's hard for our body to clean them all out. Our bodies are designed to kind of flush out toxins and remove them. But if we have too many, they can cause some problems with our body. And so a small amount may not matter, but over a span of 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it's actually going to take a toll on our bodies. And one way that this happens is endocrine disrupting chemicals. And this means that there are ingredients in these products that actually mimic estrogen in our bodies, mimic hormones, and they will interfere with our hormone system. And now, as women, hormones and our hormone system are very, very crucial to our health. And how this happens is the endocrine disrupting chemical is actually shaped like estrogen in our bodies. And so when our body says, I need estrogen, this mimicking one will come along and click onto our cell, and the cell will then go do what it needs to do. But if it actually doesn't have our own estrogen hormone clicked onto that cell, it's not going to do what it needs to do. And so we see things, these are signs that there's a problem with our endocrine system: blood pressure, blood sugar, body temperature. So these are the things these are not all of it, but these are things that the endocrine system regulates in our body. And this affects so many aspects of our life. So adrenals, which is for our energy, behavior, blood pressure, blood sugar, body temperature, breastfeeding, childbirth, cortisol production, which deals with stress that we are dealing with, childbirth, digestion, energy, growth. Like almost every aspect of our health is affected by hormones. And hormones is one of the ways that our body communicates, from organ to cells to the blood to the brain. Like hormones are just playing such a huge part in how most body systems function. And when it is being interfered with by these endocrine disrupting chemicals, that's when we're going to start to see things shift that in our health and in different aspects of our life. So chemical cocktail. I remember when I first heard this, I was like, it just kind of blew my mind. So we may say, okay, I'm just going to use this hairspray. It still has a few toxins in it, and this dish soap because it really works well, and this moisturizer. I'm just going to pick a couple things. But when we are using several different products at the same time, they're actually combining and mixing in our body. So we're not just looking at now, how is the ingredients in this one product affecting my health? How are the ingredients from this product interacting in my body with the ingredients from this product? And so you get this chemical cocktail from foods, from toxins in air and water, plastics, and a lot of the products that we're using in our home and on our body. And so being aware of where these toxins are is key, because then you know what you need to replace. And it may seem like an awfully big task, but it's actually not as complicated as it may sound.
So fragrance is a very loosely defined term when it comes to personal care products and household products. And it's problematic because companies aren't required to disclose the exact ingredients in the fragrance. So a company might list fragrance in their ingredient list because they're protecting proprietary information and don't want another company to copy their product. And while that in and of itself is totally okay, unless we know the company well and have seen their values in action, it's difficult to know if the word fragrance hides a secret blend that they don't want stolen, or if it's actually a toxic cocktail. And what is interesting is that the chemicals used in this mysterious ingredient list is linked to a wide variety of health problems such as central nervous system disorders, chronic lung disease, allergies, asthma, migraines, skin allergies, sperm damage, thyroid disorders, infertility, neurological effects, and chemical sensitivities. So where can fragrance be found? Well, in most of our personal care products, including sunscreen, soap, body wash, deodorant, body lotion, makeup, facial creams, skin toner, serums, exfoliating scrubs, and perfumes. So how will we know if fragrance is in our products? So if on the label you see any of these words, fragrance, perfume, or aroma, you will be able to identify that fragrance is in the product. So on a side note, even if it's natural fragrance, even if that's kind of how it's labeled, it can be problematic. Like if we look at it, back at one point, formaldehyde, like it's a naturally occurring compound, and we didn't realize what it was doing to us. So it was a natural fragrance, it was a natural compound. But obviously now we know we do not want that on our skin. So even if it's natural fragrance, we might want to just use some caution there. And again, if we know the company and we know that it's just hiding either proprietary information and they're trustworthy or they don't have it at all, that's great. But we don't want to accidentally be exposing ourselves to a ton of dangerous chemicals. So beyond fragrance, there are some other harmful chemicals that can be found in our products that could actually be harming our health. This list here is called the Dirty Dozen list and was put together by the David Suzuki Foundation and contains the top 12 ingredients to avoid as they are considered extremely harmful to our health. So I'm not going to read through each of those 12 ingredients because that would take a long time, but some of the things on this list are identified as carcinogens, which means that they have the potential to cause cancer, while others are endocrine disruptors like Rebecca talked about earlier, and others still can interfere with our fertility or even cause allergies. All of these toxic ingredients are commonly found in our products around our home and can be found on their ingredients list. So in the comments, I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit this photo and a link that will give you guys information about these 12 harmful ingredients. I encourage you guys to check out the labels of your products around your home, such as your shampoo bottles, your deodorants, your dish soap, stuff like that, and just see if any of these ingredients are on the list. I think you might be shocked what all contains these harmful ingredients. I know as I've started reading bottle labels, I was completely shocked. So how are these toxins affecting us? When using cleaning supplies, the chemicals that are released contribute to chronic respiratory problems, allergic reactions, and headaches. These toxins have also been linked to cancer, hormone disruption, birth defects, chemical burns to the eyes and skin, and many more health issues. So these toxins also negatively affect our fertility. So in Canada, if we look at the statistics here, in 1984, 5.4% of women were struggling with infertility. It then went up to 8.5%, and by 2010, which is already 13 years ago, it was at 15.7%. So I was looking for a more recent statistic. After several hours of searching, I finally found that today, according to the World Health Organization, in 2023, this number globally is now at 17.5%, with approximately 1 in 6 people in their lifetime experiencing infertility. And according to the 2023 American statistics, a third of these cases are due to male infertility, a third is due to female fertility, and the last third are due to both partners or entirely unknown. So it isn't even like it's mainly due to a specific gender, like it's affecting everybody. These statistics are truly heartbreaking, especially considering that even the toxics we are exposed to when we are pregnant impact our baby's development in the uterus. When pregnant with a baby girl, anything a woman is exposed to impacts her eggs. hurt her grandchildren. And when pregnant with a baby boy, exposure to toxins during early pregnancy can lead to lower sperm count and quality later in her son's life. So not only are these toxins negatively affecting our fertility throughout our lifetime, and like while we're on this side of the earth, but even when we're in our mother's wombs, they're still affecting our fertility. So personally, I want to be a good steward of my fertility and help give my future children the best shot I can at them being able to have children. So eliminating toxins that my family and I are exposed to is really important to me. So another statistic that's on the rise is individuals struggling with depression and anxiety. While there is obviously way more to mental health than only chemical imbalances, research has shown that imbalances in the thyroid and adrenal function are very significant contributing factors to clinical depression. Specifically, female hormone imbalances can negatively impact us by lowering mood, and in some cases, even cause depression. While I'm not saying that removing toxins is necessarily going to totally cure depression and anxiety, but what if even removing toxins from our everyday lives could make a significant difference? So while toxins can negatively affect fertility, depression, and anxiety, they can also affect our children, like we talked about, even when they're in early childhood. So a study looked at how often parents used 26 common household cleaners over a baby's first 3 to 4 months of life. So by the time the kids were 3 years old, the study revealed that the children with the highest exposure to cleaning products were 37% more likely to have been diagnosed with asthma than those with the least exposure. Those kids were also 35% more likely to have chronic wheezing and 49% more likely to have chronic allergies. By exposing our children to as few toxins as possible, we are setting them up to possibly avoid struggling with asthma, chronic wheezing, and chronic allergies. How encouraging is that? So while some of us, well, not me yet, but while some of you guys are potentially past having kids or choosing to have kids, this information is even great for those of you that know someone or have a child or whatever that you know is planning on having kids, or they do have young kids at home. How encouraging is that we can now pass on this information to them? Because honestly, we do the best that we can. We don't know everything. We don't claim to know everything, and we never will know everything. But as we learn some of these things, it's great to be able to pass it on to those that it will help them while they're in the middle of it.
Yeah, definitely. And we can't change what has already happened and decisions we've already made. We can just make changes now and affect what we do moving forward. So another way that these toxins affect us is cancer. And we're going to go through some statistics that are daunting. And I know people who have had cancer who have died of cancer or dealing with it now. And I'm sure most of you know someone who has been affected by this. And it's a very serious, sobering topic, but it is the #1 leading cause of death right now in Canada. And statistics are not getting better, as Samantha showed us with the infertility chart. They're actually like on the rise. And so making changes now can help slow down that increase in the graph of how these toxins can affect our health. But 1 in 4 Canadians will die from cancer. Many already have, and many are being affected by it. And for me, knowing just making little changes along the way will make a big difference. We may feel like it's such a small decision, or it may not really matter, but every choice we make does make a difference. So right now, the statistic is 1 in 8 women are expected to develop breast cancer during their lifetime. And that's not a good statistic. 1 in 8 males are also expected to develop prostate cancer in their lifetime. So there is hope. And this is something that has come right from the mouth of a genetic specialist. He had said that cancer is actually only 5 to 10% genetic. The other 90 to 95% is based on our environmental factors. And so a lot of times people will say, it runs in my family, or a lot of my family is affected by this. The reason that happens is not genetically, but it's because we have a lot of similar lifestyle habits, similar eating habits, similar exercising habits, similar lifestyle habits. And so our lifestyle dictates the results more than our genetics. And that's actually very empowering because we can do things to change our lifestyle and not as much to change our genetics. So we are so used to having normal ailments in our life that we don't actually consider why we're having them. So allergies, eczema, asthma, migraines, headaches, anxiety, on this list, we see things, we tolerate a lot when it comes to our health, and we are not taught to link the connection between the products we're using in our home and how our bodies are actually feeling. We're kind of taught to just grab something off the shelf, use it, and not really consider how it might be affecting us. And so this is kind of like a call to action where we actually be more aware of what we're grabbing on that shelf, be more of what those ingredients are in our labels and in our products, so we can avoid those ailments and so that we can make a difference in our health. And so this is the exciting part, is that we can ditch these toxins. We can ditch these products that are full of nasty ingredients and switch to things that are actually good for us, things that actually support our health and our immune systems instead of taxing them and burdening our bodies. So one thing to be careful of when you are on this journey is greenwashing. This actually is so frustrating to me, because when you're trying to make a change and trying to make good choices, there's some deception out there that can get in the way. And so greenwashing is the act of or practice of making a product, policy, or activity appear to be environmentally friendly and when it actually isn't. So green work. So when you see things with like flowers and green color and plants, we often think, oh, that's natural. Oh, that's probably good for me. Well, you know what? It's actually not. When you read the label, sometimes those ingredients in these ones are worse than what's on the regular bottle. So greenwashing is something to be eyes wide open about. And so this is why Young Living matters, and why this is the exciting part. Because as we're emptying out different products in our home, we can switch to healthy ones that actually don't have harmful ingredients, but actually have good ingredients. And so why Young Living? This is why. Because this is a family-run business. It has been here almost 30 years. And they have such rigorous testing on every ingredient that goes into their products. And almost all of their products are essential oil infused, if not all of them. But they have their hand, and they're like scrutinizing every process, from the seed that goes into the ground to the growing process, the harvesting, the manufacturing, and the seal that goes on the bottle. They're watching everything so closely. They have mostly their own farms, but they also have partner farms that they use. They have top scientists from around the world working on their team. And this is kind of cool. They just got recently have a new doctor in charge of their research and development. And when he saw their lab that they have at their headquarters for testing, he was shocked and amazed. He's like, I've seen a lot of labs. I've worked in a lot of labs. This is by far the best one I've ever seen. And one kind of cool thing is they recently, in the last few years, built a headquarters down in Utah. And their lab is not connected to the rest of the building in the same way that all the other floors and all the rooms are. It's on its own, I don't even know, it's on its own structure, so that it doesn't throw off the testing, because their machines are so sensitive that it had to be separate. It had to be accurate. And so these guys are always working to bring us clean products and clean ingredients. And for me, I don't like reading labels. I don't like having to research all these ingredients, figure out what's in them and what might not be good. And it's nice to know that Young Living has amazing products that are good for us and so many different options. And so they take the guesswork out of finding clean products for our home.
Yeah, so on that note, Young Living's mantra is a healthy home for each of us and a healthy world for all of us. So I love that Young Living isn't just a company that wants to make money and only cares about themselves. Like, obviously they want to make money, but you know what I mean? They actually care about us and are dedicated to giving us products that we can use in our homes that is good for us and the environment. So Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, was quoted once saying, "I don't make products for profit, but make products for a purpose." Like Rebecca talked about, Young Living puts their seed to seal quality guarantee on all of their products, and they believe in giving back to their members. This isn't another company that's on the market just to make money, but they truly care about making our lives better. While we cannot control what products are being used out in the world at places like the store, our church, school, or work, we can control what we're using in our homes. And while we use these products, we can rest assured that Young Living is working towards creating a healthy world for all of us by working to sustain, protect, and support the planet. Literally, all their processes is putting the environment first. And yeah, they do what they have to make sure that the land is still flourishing. And yeah. So Young Living is the world leader in essential oils. And they got started, like Rebecca said, just about 30 years ago and have currently over 600 products that are all toxin-free. They make choosing products that are safe and effective simple. So I'm thankful to have a company with products that I know I can trust. Taking a quick look at this slide, Young Living has everything from essential oils, cleaning products, personal care products, natural health products, supplements, baby and kids products, an amazing antioxidant drink called Ningxia, and so much more. They even have financial opportunities as well, but we'll kind of sort of briefly look at that in a little bit. So when you think about it, we're all spending money on cleaning products, personal care products, sick care products, and more. What's crazy is Canadians spend on average $1,600 a year on products that are potentially making us sick and negatively affecting our health. Canadians are also spending, as of 2019, $200 to $300 each year on cleaning supplies, which, as we talked about, may contain ingredients that are harming our health. We then have to spend even more of our hard-earned money on sick care products to help our ailments that our products might have unknowingly caused. Plus, with inflation, these annual expenses have increased over the last several years. So by changing where we are buying our products and not purchasing products anymore that are actually making us sick and causing us to purchase more sick care products, we are spending our money better. So while I'm saving money because I'm not having to buy as many sick care products, like obviously we're still going to get sick from time to time, but not needing to buy as many sick care products from the products we're using that are unknowingly making us sick, I am also saving money given that many of Young Living's products gets diluted and therefore go much further. So for example, one of their bottles of hand soap actually gets turned into 4. You just take a fourth of it, put it in, fill the rest with water, and you're good to go. So it goes 4 times as far. Or like I talked about earlier with the household cleaner, like even this size, the 14 ounce, this, once you dilute it by putting 1 capful of cleaner in, because it's very concentrated, and then filling the rest with water, then this bottle gets turned into over 60 bottles. And similarly, like their laundry soap, it gets turned into 3 because, again, it's very concentrated. So you dilute it, you put water with it. So by using these toxin-free products, we are not spending more. Rather, we are shifting our spending. We are shifting how we are spending our money and are actually spending better. So let's take a quick look at what I mean. So the Thieves Home Starter Bundle, which you see right here, so it costs $199.75, which, like we said, with inflation, the minimum that people are spending on cleaning products right now is more than $200. So being that this is just about $200, that's less than what the average household is spending on cleaning products annually. So retail as well, everything in this bundle, if you got all the products individually, it would cost just about $285, plus you'd get the spray bottle for free. So that means by purchasing this bundle, you are saving $84.48. Then, like I said earlier, each of these products get diluted so they last even longer, go even further. Like I know Daniel and I, even in a year. So it goes a long way. So how do you get started with Young Living? There's a few ways you could choose to get started if you wanted to, but my personal favorite and the easiest way is by purchasing one of these starter bundles. So you can either start with oils, really any of these are all their oil starter kits, or if you feel like you want to start by switching out your cleaning products like we've talked about today and some of your even personal care products, you could purchase the Thieves Home Starter Bundle with the Thieves Household Cleaning line. So real quick, the Thieves Home Starter Bundle includes 8 toxin-free products and the amber glass spray bottle. So it includes an awesome hand soap. It includes the laundry soap, dish soap, and the dish soap again gets divided into 3, so it's 3 times as far. And the fruit and veggie soak. This you don't dilute, but you only use a tiny little splash to clean all of your fruits and veggies. Like you could even fill up your sink with water, put a little splash in, and you're good to go. And the kitchen and bath scrub on this one, and I got it like a year and a half ago. You just sprinkle, 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 and then get all of the guck off your counters, tough, sticky messes. And your lemon and thieves essential oil, great oils. And then your free spray bottle, but I don't have the actual one here. I just have mine from a long time ago. So each of these products are super fantastic. And if you are considering the starter bundle or any of the individual products in this bundle, because you could even, if you don't want to buy the whole thing, you could just buy 1 or 2 products. And then as you place orders or as you whatever, just slowly start switching over. So if you want to purchase any of those products, please let me know. And I'd love to give you all of my recipes so you know, like when you get this, how do I actually use it? So I'm actually really only spending like 40 cents on a bottle, you know? So yeah, so just reach out to me so then you can get the most bang for your buck. So if you choose to open a free account with Young Living and become a Wholesale Young Living customer, you automatically get 24% off retail prices. That in and of itself, awesome. So much savings. You also get access to exclusive monthly specials and promotions, access to our community where we offer classes and continued learning, and access to our private Facebook group where there's a lot of helpful information such as how do we dilute all of this? How do we spend as little money as possible? So as a Wholesale Young Living customer, you can place 100% customizable orders whenever you want. The only thing to keep in mind, the only requirement with this way to order is that every year you need to make sure to place a 50 PV order, which works out to be less than $70 Canadian. So you need to place a 50 PV order once a year. Your account stays open. You keep having access to all of the great benefits. So another option you have is to become a Young Living brand partner, which just gives you, again, more benefits and more things beyond what you'd get as a wholesale customer. So as a Young Living brand partner, you can You can choose to become a brand partner at any point, whether you're just new to Young Living or if you're currently a wholesale customer, you can choose to become a brand partner whenever you want. By becoming a Young Living brand partner, you'll be able to join their Essential Rewards program, which is their 100% customizable monthly wellness ordering program. So each month you get to choose what products you want for the month. And then on the day of the month you choose to have your wellness package shipped to you, it'll automatically ship. Plus, as a Young Living brand partner, you'll get cheaper shipping rates, access to exclusive product bundles, and access to even more free products through Essential Rewards promos. So for example, if you were to place a 100 PV order, you could get a $10 product credit and a free product. So you will also get points back each time you place an order that you can spend like cash. Also, in your first year, you will receive 5 free gifts, followed by a free gift in the each following year. One of those free gifts is a diffuser, just saying. It's pretty cool. So while this is free to join and you can stop at any time, keep in mind that a 50 PV minimum monthly order is required, again, every month. So also, if you want to earn commissions and bonuses, then a 100 PV minimum monthly order is required. So for me, being a brand partner makes the most sense because since I have switched over all of our cleaning products, personal care products, and use all of Young Living's amazing things, I just add a few things to my cart every month and get the freebies, product credits, and points back. It has really simplified my life for me because I get gas, groceries in my Young Living order, and that's pretty much it. So it saves me time and money. But if you're not totally sure about this whole monthly ordering thing, because it can seem a little daunting, definitely start with just placing a yearly order. And if you want to place more than a yearly order, do it. And if you're realizing, hey, it would be helpful to get a monthly wellness box, like I said, you can switch up at any point you want. So yeah, so on that note, that is the end of our Healthy Homes presentation. Thank you for choosing to spend your last hour with us. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot.